We are made a spectacle for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, and it is this work we do is for a reason, and we continue in it, we get a reward. When you continue to do the work for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, it's just like the Most High has invested his money into us, i.e. he has given us his spirit to understand what he's saying so that we can go and teach our people. So the Lord is looking for a return in this investment. And in that, we do the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We store up treasures in heaven, and we are also, again, made a spectacle for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, meaning the Most High sent us out here to be seen so that this word can be heard. Get that first. And again, we'll start off again. Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Ha, Padash, Ma. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS yet again. Salutations to the sincere Akim pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. The Buckle Shai brother, could you get that 1 Corinthians?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 17. For Hamashiach sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Hamashiach should be made of none effect.
So this was Paul speaking, and he was saying that the Lord didn't send him to do the work to baptize, but to preach, to bring forth the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to guide Yashar Allah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to the Most High. He was sent to preach the gospel, the good news, not with the wisdom of this world, you know what I'm saying, which would have made the preaching of the cross of none effect. But we speak the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We don't speak with our own wisdom. We cannot break these scriptures down. We cannot tell what they mean by using our own wisdom. The spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai must be dealing with you in order to bring out these scriptures. Because when you go according to yourself, you go off. You stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning making up your own doctrine. You know, you start to say things like mermaids exist. You start to say things like it's cool to sodomize your woman. We already know that's not right according to the scriptures. You know, you start to think that you second in command under Yahweh Shai.
Verse 18.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Real quick. 1 Corinthians 12:2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of Yahweh calleth Yahweh Shai accursed, and no man can say that Yahweh Shai is the Lord but by the Holy Spirit.
So once upon a time we were Gentiles, spiritual Gentiles. You know, we was carried away to dumb idols. We was caught up in all these various philosophies, beliefs, and doctrines. Even as right now, 2/3 of our people are led.
Right. Yeah, but the Spirit ain't. You won't be able to call on Yahweh Shai unless the Spirit dealing with you in truth and sincerity.
Precept.
Yep. No, go ahead. You got points to make. They'll make a point.
Hey, that go into like kind of like what our car go into in regards to, like, you know, his testimony with his family. You know, how he'll be like, oh, he'll give them the name of the Lord, all right, Yahweh Shai, but then a couple days later or 5 minutes later, that name can't lead a vessel if you ask them, man.
Right.
Because that spirit, they haven't been gifted that spirit to believe, man. You know, that gift of faith, man.
And when Paul say he doesn't preach the word of Yahweh Shai with this worldly wisdom, because with the worldly wisdom it would make it have none effect, because he wouldn't be able to preach the sincerity and truth. And the elder just brought out, and the only way you can preach the sincerity and truth is if you have the Holy Spirit. That's it. So you'll be able to tell who has the Holy Spirit by their doctrine and what they're teaching.
It's Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see, thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brother that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for this is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy. So, Khan, you know, just basically how the brother was saying, man, you won't be able to do these things accordingly unless you have that spirit of the Lord. And that spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy, man. Which means to get out here to say before, all right? You know, and that's what we get out here doing, warning our people about the things that are to come. All right, and one thing about that's to come is our Lord Yahweh Shai in his return, man. Dealing with the lame, as the brother Thun Yahweh was speaking on, man.
All right. Back in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18, for the preaching of the cross to them that perish, foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of Yahweh.
So the preaching of the cross is to those of them that perish, to those of them that err in the ways of going in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. To those who don't believe, that's what the preaching of the cross, who the preaching of the cross is for. But for those who do believe, it is the power of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. It is the way we are to go. It is the way of truth. It's a lamp that lights our path so that we can walk according to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
So it is written that he's going to destroy the wisdom of the wise. It's talking about the wisdom of this world. You know, the wise men of this carnal system we are in. The Most High is destroying their wisdom. Look at what's going on right now. They don't know their hand from their behind. You know.
Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made foolish the wisdom of this world?
So where's the wise? Where's the scribe? Where the scholars? You know, where the know-it-alls, the PhDs? Where are they at? Where's the disputer of this world? You know, the disputer of this world is Esau. Where are they? Where is he? The Most High has made the wisdom of this world foolish. Made the wisdom of this world small, because you can only go so far with this worldly wisdom, this system wisdom, I should say.
Hey, that's the rhetorical question, man, that the Lord is asking, man. Where's the wise? Where's these people who's supposed to be of some substance on this side, man, in this world, in this realm, man?
Yeah, where are they?
They're nowhere to be found, man, because they lack truth, man. They lack the true wisdom and knowledge of the Lord, man. You know, they lack where the world is going, man. You know, they can't tell that message, man. They can't relay that message to the people.
And the Lord already, he did that one time in Babylon. When Nebuchadnezzar had the dream and he couldn't remember the dream, so he asked all the wise men out of Babylon to answer this question on what was the dream and the interpretation thereof. And none of them answered. So he was going to destroy all the wise men out of Babylon, because what he said, they're worthless. All right, so then Daniel was brought forth and his compadres were brought forth, and they were able to interpret the dream. You know, first of all, they were able to tell him the dream that he had forgotten, and interpret the dream that was told unto them, because it was given to them through the Spirit the night before by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So he's showing you the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. So he's confounded the wisdom of this world before, and he's going to do it again this time.
God. Verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh. It pleased Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by the foolishness of preaching, to save them that believe.
So for after that, the wisdom of Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? The world by wisdom did not know the Most High, did not care to know the Most High. But to this day, right now, you see in the men of the Lord, this is foolishness, but this pleases the Most High for us to preach to those who believe. This is pleasing to the Most High. So us getting out, being made a spectacle, and doing the work of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, this is pleasing unto him. Everybody else think we look like fools. They may think we sound like fools.
Yeah, and when Peter and Andrew and all them got called into the truth, into the faith, into the work, they were fishermen. They were accountants and things like that. Tax keepers, just like Matthew.
Yeah, they had regular jobs.
They had regular jobs, but guess what? they walked away from them jobs to do what we're doing today. And their families looked at their work as if it was what? Non-profitable. Why are you gonna leave your job as a fisherman to go teach with this man? To go teach. But look how beneficial it is for us today, that book. The book that was written by these prophets. If they didn't do that work, if they didn't sacrifice their life, then we wouldn't be able to reap the reward of it today. So the same thing goes for us. It's seemingly of no value in the eyes of the people, but it's of a lot of value to the Lord. Just like he said, a righteous woman is a value to the Lord. You know, we're of a high value to the Lord.
We the diamonds.
Yup, the work that we do.
All right, this is the book of St. Mark, chapter 1, verse 17. And Yahushua said unto them, come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men. And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him.
So Yahushua, he said, come follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. I mean, I will send you out to gather my people unto me.
Right.
And straightway they went and followed him, and they turned away from the things, you know, that we'll say they turned away from the work of their hands to follow Yahushua, to do what was purposed for them to do in the first place. Could you grab that, Luke? 14:23. 14:26. Got it.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and 34. For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and enduring substance. And so it's a better enduring substance. What? The kingdom, all right? Everlasting life. The promises that he gave our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You know, so hey, that works out more better than this fleshly temporal substance, man, because this is temporal.
Store up your treasures in heaven.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and his wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Cons. It says, so the Most High says, it says, and the Lord, I'm gonna read it again. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh said unto his servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house be filled. So, saying it simple, the Most High sent us out to the highways and the hedges, the highways and the byways, the chief places of concourse, to bid our people back to the marriage, to bid our people to turn back so that his house may be filled, so that our people can be filled with the truth and with the righteousness, because we already know 2/3 of our people, Jake, looking for the truth. It's just when he hears it, he doesn't accept it. But
there's an interjection on 2 parts that he just read. 2 Timothy 2:2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also.
Hey, each one teach one.
Con, man.
And that's working in what? One body, all right? And that's sealing the elect, man. All right, so all hell can break loose.
So basically the unity camp won't be brought together carnally. He said through the Spirit he's going to bring Israel back together, man.
God.
And you're going to know who are his elect. He said, be others that are able to learn also. So that are able to learn, are able to receive the Spirit of Yahweh Shai.
Right, said faithful men.
Faithful
That are able to teach others also. In that same meaning, you want to teach brothers that are able to build up another brother's faith. The same way. You know, once their faith is restored and built up, you want to have them build another brother's faith up. You see that? That creates the order in the body. All right?
And the example of that is what? The apostleship of Great Millstone and camps like ourselves, man.
That's right.
All right, IUIC, ISUPK, they individually, they don't do lessons. They can't break down scriptures, man. Right. So they can't teach another Israelite, man, and build them up, man. and we're supposed to be helping build our people, man.
Right, man.
Because it's not just one face, you know. It's not just one face that should be teaching all the time, man. All right? It's supposed to be other faithful men that's teaching as well the correct doctrine, man.
Yeah, how about that? How about that, man?
And that show your fruit. You know, when the men that you taught can grow in this thing, man. You know, that shows that you've been teaching it and giving out that good role, man. And teaching them properly, man. Training up a child the way he should go, man.
So we can get you. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord Yahushua unworthily should be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord Yahweh.
So when you eat and drink unworthily of Yahweh at the straight gate, or you do this work deceitfully, well, you're going to be guilty of the blood. You're going to be guilty of judgment. You're going to be as one who crucified our Lord. And his blood is going to be upon your hands. I mean, you're going to be held responsible.
Like the Fopies, all right, the camps that went off the scene and came back, all right, so on and so forth, man. That's that bloodshed being amongst your hands, man.
It's like keeping your sword back with blood. You're not teaching the people.
Precept.
Taking breaks.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 33, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people, then whoso heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. All right, so just how the brother was speaking, man. You know, if you're getting out here warning the people, all right, I think that was the wrong precept that I grabbed, but if you're getting out here warning the people, all right, and they don't take heed to it, that blood is going to be on their head, man. But if you're not out here warning the people, all right, that blood is going to be on your hand. Why? Because like the brother said, each one teach one, man. The information that we receive, we're supposed to freely receive, freely give. So therefore, it's handed on down to us, we hand it on down to our people, man. And if not, we'll be numbered to the sword as well. That blood is going to be on our hands. Why? Because we're holding back our sword, man, like the brother just said.
Because we were sent as a spectacle. We were sent out here to do a job. That's why you see his men. Every time there was a judgment that came to a kingdom in times past, you always saw his prophets out on the highways and the byways before the destruction came. They wasn't sitting up in a building waiting for you to come to them so that they can pay you some money to tell them what the Lord said. His prophets are in your face. His prophets are out here. You hear them and you see them.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 9. For I think that Yahweh has sent forth us, the apostles last, as it were approved to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Yahushua Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are dispersed. Despised, like.
So the Most High has set us forth, you know what I'm saying, sent apostles, sent his men out at the last. You know what I'm saying? As if it were approved to death, meaning we're a living sacrifice. He sent us out here for that. We were made a spectacle unto the world.
Can somebody get the definition of spectacle?
What scripture?
Not entertained.
But we were made a spectacle, meaning we were set up by the Most High to be seen, to be heard. We were sent out here to be looked at.
Just like he told us in St. Matthew's, man, what he told us, to let our candlestick shine before men, man. So therefore, we're like a city on the set up on the hill, man, that cannot be hid. The head, Shalaki. So therefore, we got to let our light shine before men.
Hey, and you go into that word spectacle in that scripture, it goes to the Greek G2301 concordance, meaning a theater, a public show.
Yep, sure.
All right, a show itself, general audience room by implication, show itself, spectacle, theater, man. So this is the theater, man. This is and ultimately the world, and it itself is a stage, man, of the Lord, man. Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shah.
And we the actors. God, that's why they say, you know what I'm saying, when you watch like RT and you watch the media pundits and the various outlets that cover media, what do they say? The world stage. This is a stage.
God.
We have made a spectacle.
And if I may add on, hey, with that spectacle, like the brother said, it goes into the word theater, man. Hey, with that chorus that's out here singing the song of the Lord, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shah, man. That song that only 144,000 could learn, man. Yahweh rocks I will that number, all right? That's why you got 2/3 of our people out here, and also these heathen nations that can't take heed to it. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shah, is not dealing with them, man. So they're not able to learn the song. They're not able to get on the stage and get up here on the theater, be a part of that spectacle, man.
God. And it says we are fools for the Most High's sake, for Mashiach's sake. We are fools, you know. And people look at us and think, they look. Honestly, look at these niggas out here. That's what they think in their mind. You know, they think that we useless. That this is unprofitable. This is very profitable. This has a reward down the line in the end. Our reward is soon to come. The reward is with the Lord. And when he comes, his reward is going to be with him.
Quick interjection. This is Hebrews chapter 6, Shalakia, verse 10. It says, for Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love which ye have towards his name, and that ye have ministered to his saints and do minister.
So the Most High is not so unrighteous that he's going to forget your work. The Most High is taking record. He is taking note of what we are doing. And we are out here ministering to his people, doing what we're supposed to do.
It's just a quick interjection. Example of that is Ezekiel chapter 9, all right? Having the angels mark the men for crying and sighing, man. Marking them, and mark going into Tawah, meaning exemption, man. All right, so as the Lord is watching, the angels is watching and taking note as well, man.
Right, I got 2 precepts for you. This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time will I undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Come on, man. So we've been put to shame, man. You know, all around the 4 corners of the earth. We've been in captivity pretty much under every nation, man. So with that being said, that shame that we've been put into, the Lord Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shah gonna give us that glory as well, man. You know, the same hand that he used to punish us with be the same hand he used to uplift us with as well, man.
Right.
So
what he said, we're a spectacle, right? And everybody knows any promotion is good promotion, good or bad.
Even the bad.
So he said, what? He gonna get us praise and fame. So they're gonna be praising us, and they're gonna love us and hate us at the same time. You know, the Israelites.
Right now, that's what it is. They love us and hate us. You got 2/3. We got people of the hopeful 1/3 that believe they love us, but you got 2/3 of our people that hate us. They don't want to hear this truth. They don't want to hear that they got to change for Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. They don't want to see the men of the Lord correcting them and rebuking them and telling them they need to go according to the scriptures as we were ordained by the Most High to do, what we were predestined to do. They don't want to hear that.
Or like what you just say, the 2/3, even more so, they do it like, oh, I love seeing y'all brothers, you know, get together and do something positive, you know, for the community and stuff like that. You know, y'all reading the Bible, stuff like that, but y'all need to make some money though. You know, y'all need to start selling stuff. It's like, come on, man, like, you can't make the Lord's house a place of merchandise.
Also, they say, yeah, we like to see that, but then when a scripture come out that cut they sin, for some reason they get turbo jets on their feet and they magically disappear because they don't want to hear this truth.
They get offended.
Well, I think that it's not about what you think, man.
It's not. The Lord don't care what you think. Go ahead.
I had 2 precepts. You still had another precept, Saquon?
Hey, but no, when you go into that term fame, all right, fame what brings what? Notoriety, man. And fame is not all necessarily good, like the elder is mentioning, man. Right. Fame is, you know, you can be made and they can throw dirt on your name when it comes to that fame, putting you on the forefront. Now they throwing dirt on your name, you know, which is coming amongst the men of the Lord, man. That demonization, man.
They hated him that rebuketh in the gate.
This is Jeremiah 25:4. And the Lord hath sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear.
Time, man. So since the time we came out of Egypt, the Lord's still been sending his prophets out, man. All right, all the way up to now, man. We get up early, all right, every weekend or any time throughout the week to prophesy, man.
So again, like the brother brought up, the Lord done sent his prophets time and time again. You saw his prophets time and time again sending them, but what happened? Our people ain't listening. I'm saying you done had Jeremiah, you done had Ezekiel, you done had Isaiah, you done had John the Baptist, you done had Moses, you done had Noah, you done had everybody come, and our people just say, well, we ain't gonna listen into it.
You had Yahushua.
Yeah. Then you got us today.
Come on.
He's still reaching out.
Come on.
So that lets you know in these times the Lord gonna send prophets as well.
Come on.
He changed not.
Making what? Us a spectacle unto the people so that we can be, so that Yahushua can be seen.
Welcome to the showtime, man.
Showtime at the Apollo. You know? Proverbs chapter 1.
Yeah,
Proverbs 1:20. It says, wisdom cried for valor. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried from the chief place of concourse in the openings of the gates.
Wisdom is crying without. You hear the wisdom of Yahushua coming from us. It is the Most High that's using us to bring forth this wisdom. We don't bring forth this wisdom of our own accord. We're not speaking out of the side of our necks. We're speaking out of the spirit of Yahushua. You know, we ain't self-appointed, you know, men. The Most High put us up here.
She cried from the chief place of concourse in the openings of the gates. In the city she hath uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge.
So wisdom has been crying time in, time again, through the ages of Yahushua in the chief places of concourse, the chief places of business, the chief places of commerce, where there's a lot of people going back and forth to and fro. That's where wisdom is crying out, because you have a lot of people and the word of the men and the voice of the Lord is in earshot so that they can hear, especially for 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who hate to listen. You know, they masters at evil, but when it comes down to doing righteousness, they don't want to do it. When it comes down to instruction, you can't tell them what to do. But then not having instruction and not having wisdom gets them destroyed quite literally. But then they don't want to hear the instructions of Yahushua. So guess what? That ass got to die in order to get right.
Cut asunder, like the scripture says, man.
So the Most High said, how long you simple ones? How long you ones of no understanding? You know, the ones who delight in their scorning. How long are you ones who like to scoff and scorn against Yahushua? How long are y'all going to be in your foolishness? How long of the ones who don't like wisdom not learn?
Precept. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4, and verse 27. Make not thyself an underlining to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty.
Gone.
Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So in order for the Lord to fight for you, man, you have to strive for the truth. And in order to strive for the truth, you have to seek out the truth. All right? And the only way you can get this truth is from his men. All right? The men who he set up and ordained to preach the truth, man. So don't, as it started out, Don't be an underlining to a foolish man, all right? And the foolish men is these wicked and these heathens, man. The underlings, man, and particularly the basis of men, which is the basis of men is the Caucasian race, man, the nation of Edom, all right? They're viler than the earth, and when you think of base, that means low, the bottom.
God, because Esau stole our inheritance, man. All right, those fake Jews, all right, they call themselves Jewish, they stole our inheritance, man. All right, because they're not the real Jews according to the scriptures.
And this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. I'll read at verse 8. I know thy word. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it.
And that's the doorway to the kingdom.
And ultimately, the Lord's gonna shut that door, man.
That's right.
With the famine of the word, man. Just as he did in the days of old, of shutting that door of the ark, man. You know, with Noah, all right?
And real quick, and that doorway has been open to 2/3 of our people. Well, really the whole house of Israel, right? But 2/3 of our people shut that door and think that the affairs of this world is much more important than the true men of the Lord coming out here bringing a calling, a becking calling unto the children of Israel and trying to show them how to receive the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But they choose to indulge in other things and try to disrupt what the men of the Lord are doing. You get what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna fly. You know, that last scripture.
Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel, man.
And that was in Revelation 3 and 8. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, man.
God, man, that's literal, man. All right, those fake Jews, man, the Lord is gonna make them come before our feet, man. All right, to worship us, man.
And the only way you're gonna be able to inherit that and to receive those blessings is if you go through that straight gate, man. That open door, man. That's open right now, man.
Enter ye in at the straight gate. That narrow path, that leads to truth. This wide way leads to destruction. But you know, that's what our people prefer. They prefer that wide road, that broad road, because they think that's gonna lead to righteousness. That's gonna lead you right to a missile. That's gonna lead you right to destruction.
Like the scriptures say, preach. They want to be preached smooth things. They preach us smooth things, prophesy deceits, man. That's why they go and turn their ear to poison, man.
God, man, because you still got Eve walking with the serpent, man. All right, the same serpent that was in the garden that deceived her own man.
Quick injection. This is the book of Isaiah 28 and 17. Judgment also will allay the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hell should sweep away the refugee of life, and the water should overflow the hiding place.
So, judgment will the Most High lay to the line, meaning he gonna make inquisition into the ungodly. He's gonna line you up with what you align with. He says, and he's gonna lay righteousness to the plummet. A plummet is a measuring tool. It's like it's a funny looking weight, but it's got a string on it, and they use that to measure. I forget, but it's a unit for measurement.
Get a straight line when you're gonna build.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And he's gonna take away the refuge of lies. You know, our people, they cover themselves in lies. They cover themselves in Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter. They cover themselves in things that are of no benefit. Well, when the overflowing scourge come, i.e. the destruction, the judgment, the Most High's, all that's gonna get wiped away. That destroying wind is gonna get wiped away. The Most High gonna get rid of all of that. But our people think ain't nothing finna happen. You can keep thinking the Most High is pump faking if you want to. Eventually you're gonna get dunked on. Come on. We got a precept.
Yeah, what's up?
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Indeed, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot give heed. Behold, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is a reproach to them. they have no delight in it.
So to whom is the Most High going to speak his word to, or who is he speaking his word to? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who he's speaking to. He ain't speaking to nobody else outside of the nation of Israel. You know, he's speaking to all of Yasharala, no matter what they look like, no matter what region they in. That's who he's speaking to. That's who the righteousness of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is speaking to.
And out of them, he's only speaking to the elect. And the scripture right there is supposed to say those are weaned from the breast, meaning those are ones that are able to receive the milk, and from the milk be able to eat the meat and retain knowledge. But he said fools have knowledge. Right? Two-thirds of our people are not going to be able to receive the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua because it really wasn't for them.
This is the book of Psalms 95 and verse 8. Harden not your heart as in the provocation and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness. So harden not your heart, man.
He says when they was in the wilderness. Because 2/3 of our people was on the scene during that time, all right, in the wilderness, right? All right, after we had came out of Egypt, man. All right, and that generation didn't get to see the promise because they was in disbelief, man. All right, the Lord got on 2/3 of our people in that time and let serpents bit they behind, man. All right, because they were being wicked, man. They were still trying to work idols in the industry.
And in Psalms 96 and 9, it continues on. When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. Right, you know, as the brother speaking on, he brought us out of Egypt, all right, and they still went into their tents and worship idols, man. After seeing the Godhead, that Godhead, man, the works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua,
the great, marvelous works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, our people still turn around and want to be hard-headed and disobedient. That's why they got judged in the wilderness by them serpents.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, man.
Woe. Woe means destruction. Woe means correction. Woe means judgment. Because 2/3 of our people are rebellious. Hard-headed. Being rebellious is just like witchcraft to the Most High. He consider it, he detests it. It's a very disdainable thing unto him. But 2/3 of our people, they want that. That's how they get on. They don't want to listen to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, they don't want to do what the Lord says to do. So guess what? They got to get judged. They got to get corrected.
Esau, man. Esau funny, man. We gonna get condemned in the spirit. You know, Esau funny, man.
Yeah, you know, it's just distractions. That's all it is. But a distraction can easily be ignored. You know,
it's a quick interjection. This Job 20 and 10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their good.
God, that's Esau, man. All right, when they see the prophets, all right, out here teaching, or they want to, now they want to be all good and nice unto the Lord's people, man. But they still gonna restore our goods, man. They're still gonna give our silver, our land back, everything back, man. Because it's prophesied for them to do it, man. So just because you trying to, nod head or whatever, y'all still going to slavery, man.
Because according to the book of Job as well, all right, if his children be multiplied, it's for the sword.
Because that's the inheritance of a wicked man, man. All right, and the wicked man is Esau, man. Y'all going into slavery according to prophecy, man. It doesn't matter what things that y'all try to do, try to give us money, or try to, I like what y'all doing, I believe, none of that. The Lord don't care about that, man. Because like the brother brought out the scripture in the previous lesson earlier, in Psalms chapter 37, man. It says what? The seed of the wicked should be cut off, man.
Join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Hey, just like that scripture, man. I could personally like you. You could be an Edomite at the job, all right. You might talk sports or something worldly, but that don't deteriorate from the judgment that's coming upon the nations, man.
Well, it ain't gonna change the Most High's mind. You ain't gonna be like, oh man, yeah, well, we were talking about football, yeah, well, it's gonna be a flying football at your face called a missile, because you still gonna get judged.
Proverbs, all right. That's our Proverbs 1 and 23. It says, "Turn you at my reproof,
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
It says, turn you at my reproof. Reproof means correction. Reproof meaning turn at the wisdom of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Turn back to righteousness. And it says, behold, I will pour out my spirit, meaning the Most High will pour his spirit out, and you will be able to understand his word. When his men bring out the scripture, you will be able to know what the Lord is saying. He will make his words known unto you. You will be able to know. You will have a heads up. But for two people, this is something they don't want to get with. But the Most High's men are made a spectacle so that his word can be pushed around the four corners of this earth in truth and sincerity. Only the real men of the Lord are going to bring the truth out the way it's supposed to be brought out, whether you agree with it or not. It's the Most High don't care if you agree or not. The thing is you're going to turn back to righteousness. That's what he care about. He care about you doing what he told you to do, the way he told you to do it. You don't get to do this according to your own mind. You don't get to do this according to how you feel like. The Most High don't care nothing about your feelings. He care a lot about you being obedient though. He care a lot about you doing what you're supposed to do.
And what does the scripture say? Obedience is better than sacrifice.
God.
All right, so with the sacrifice being taken away, with Yahushua being the ultimate sacrificial lamb, what is next? Obedience, following the order that was sent out for us to get out here on the highways and byways and do this work. And have Israel turn at his reproof. All right, but giving them something to turn to, the word of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding.
So trust in the Lord with all your heart, your mind, your la'ah, and don't lean unto your own understanding. Don't go off, your own thing. Like I said earlier, don't stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning making up, learning something that's not in the scripture.
Two more verses. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil.
So what does it say again?
It says, verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him. Verse 7, Shalaki. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil.
So don't be wise in your own eyes. Don't be wise in your own mind. Don't think, oh yeah, I got this. Because right when you start thinking, oh, I got it, you sliding to the left. Most often to start moving you out the way when you start to think you got it. You ain't never ever got it. It'll be better for you to be like, okay, I understand this. What else can I understand?
Kind of like prime example in the book of Acts, that Ethiopian, which was Israelite, all right, he was just in that region. He I think it was Thomas, Philip. Philip, he asked him, he said, I don't know, but I need one to teach me, man. All right, because you have some that lead onto their own understanding, but you still need a teacher to teach you, man. Because it's order in this truth, man, to get built up, man. All right, because you don't want to become a novice, man. All right, basically, one that think they know it all, man.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifies.
See, knowledge puffeth up. Knowledge will bring pride, which is many individuals that came in this truth, all right, and they taste of the honey, but they become prideful, man. All right, you want to start to come with debates, all right, come to bring, bring confusion, all right? That's not of the spirit, man. But it says what? Charity edify, man. All right? Charity edify, because another word for edify just means to build up, man.
That's a quick injection. This is John 12:36. While ye have lied, believe in the lie, that ye might be the children of light. This thing speak Yahushua, and departed, and did hide himself from death.
And that light is the word, man. And that's what's going to edify and build up the church, meaning New Jerusalem. All right? So this 1 Corinthians 8:2, it says, if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth not yet as he ought to know. And that's just like,
you say, if any man think that he knows anything, he know not yet as he ought to know. So you get in this thing and you think, oh, but I know this and I know that, and then you get hit with something that you're supposed to know in the scriptures, you can't answer it. So guess what that means? You don't know what you suppose or what you think you know.
And a point that Du Bois had brought out, these individuals dealing with these debates, man. I guarantee you, anybody that's trying to get built up in the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they're not watching these debates. Only people watching these debates is people that want drama.
Or be entertained.
Or be entertained, that's it.
I watch it when I want to get entertained.
You want to sharpen your sword though with that entertainment.
But neither one of these individuals standing on these podiums debating these, they're not edifying the people, man.
I literally watch it to see my enemies go against each other. I mean, hey, man, you caught. I watch Polite. I watch Sarnetta go against each other. I watch Polite and what's his name, Tazariak, go against each other. I don't hear shit they saying. I just see them go against each other.
But what does that do? That helps you learn your enemy, though.
I got a reason for it. Yeah.
That helps you learn your enemy. So
yeah, it's called infotainment.
And what you call it? Info wars. So you build an arsenal on who your enemy is, right? And you're condemning your enemy. And that's how you build up the church. So we had to be taught as a nation, right, and built back up in righteousness. Right? So scriptures tell us to come out here and debate that cause, right? But we're debating against our adversaries. You got Israelite camps going up against each other, and they're talking about unity camps, and they're fighting against each other.
Yeah, like the whole Sakari thing, man.
Yeah.
They out there fighting this shit, man. All right, but we supposed to be spiritual minded, not carnal, man. All right, so we don't supposed to be carnal minded, man. And you have a brother that come in the truth, and they still have that old man, all right, still on them, man. When you supposed to be new, man. All right, because all things are new in Yahushua, man. So you supposed to be a whole new creature, man.
Quick injection. 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babies desire the sincere milk of the word, that yet might grow up thereby.
So as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk, when you first come in, you desire the milk. A baby don't be born and be like, okay, mom, I want a steak. That baby can't digest that steak. The baby don't even have teeth to break the steak down. So that baby must ingest milk. We come into this truth, babes. So you must learn the milk first before you can even start eating the meat. You can't just come in and just jump straight into Ezekiel chapter 1 and you just got in this thing. You ain't gonna know what it's talking about.
Like you can't even jump in Ezekiel chapter 38 and break that down, man.
Come on.
Those are meat scriptures. Daniel chapter 2, chapter 7. All right, the 70 weeks, you know, and chapter what that is, verse 9, chapter 9 or 11, man.
And wait on your ministry, wait on your time to grow. Enjoy the steps that you take in this process. That's a point that the elder brings out a lot, man. Enjoy your growth, man. It says, as newborn babes desire to seal milk. An infant can't go to a toddler or to an adolescent and to a child without that growth process. He had to start on the milk. Babies drink milk for a whole year before they even move up to real food, man.
Yeah, babes can't go to war. They can't even feed themselves.
They can't even feed themselves, man.
You have to learn. You have to be fed until you can learn how to feed yourself.
You have to be given the provender.
Yeah,
you can't dissolve it right. You can't digest it right as a babe in the truth, man.
Right.
Quick injection. Daniel 9:11. Yet all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey the voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
So, because sin is what? It's transgression of the law, man. All right, and our people have departed, man. But still, since the time since we came out of Egypt, man. All right, by still sacrificing unto devils. All right, still celebrating pagan holidays. All right, pagan customs. All right, calling themselves Greeks and sororities and fraternities. You know, it's nothing new underneath the sun, man. So they still forsaking the Lord, man. And the Lord called that evil, man. He called that evil and witchcraft, man. And that make you an enemy.
And we've been doing that from time and time again. when Joseph brought Jacob into Israel, Israel into Egypt, what did Israel tell all his children that when they were going to Egypt? He said, put away all thy strange gods before we go into this land and worship the God of our fathers. Meaning telling them, put away all the wickedness, man. Because guess what? It's going to be a witness against us. And what did our people do? They went right into Egypt, started growing and multiplying, and started taking on the Egyptian customs, man. And then guess what happened? Later on down the line, a king that didn't know Joseph said, man, hey, man, they getting too wild out here. They growing too many. They're going to fuck around and take over. So what did they do? Put us right into bondage. All right? And that happened because guess what? We turned our back on Yahweh Shem Yahushai so far that he had to send Moses for us for him to write the laws down on tablet, right? With the laser, write it down on tablet for us to be introduced to them again.
God.
Now, the last time he's gonna write them in our minds, man. He's gonna take the heart of stone out of our mind, out of it to put us a heart of flesh in there. So we have the laws in our inward parts and we'll never go off again, man. So we don't have to worry about being in this condition. Because we'll never be able to transgress against him at all.
And the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, man. So that is prophesied, man. And it's in the time and it's also in the measure until that be fulfilled, man. Because that prophecy too is going to be fulfilled as well.
Precept. Because he put it in our spirits to cry out, hey, Abba Father. And this is Zechariah chapter 12 and verse. I start at verse 9. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour Salakia, upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplications. And we in that grace period now. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn, man. So just like Abba Father, man, we're seeking his son, man, Yahushua, deliverance, man. That's salvation, man. Because we suffer the curses here on this side, all right, and we're under the oppression of the enemy, man, the wicked. All right, so that's why, due to the chastening of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, he has put us in a meek spirit, in a lowly spirit, crying on upon him, man, seeking salvation, man, deliverance.
And we'll be in bitterness as he is in bitterness for his only begotten son. So that lets you know the state of mind that the elect are going to be in. And also, in the beginning of that, he's gonna beat the ass of these other nations, even though he's so upset with the nation of Israel, right? Through Yahushua, he's going to have compassion and mercy on his elect and beat the other nations' ass that put their hands on the children of Israel. During the time of our calamities, the time of our reproach, these nations took advantage of that. The front runner of that was Amalek, Esau, man. But the Lord got a controversy to deal with these other nations for touching the children of Israel. And the controversy starts now by seeing the men of the Lord standing out here on the highways and byways and tearing this kingdom down, man. This kingdom was sturdily fortified when the truth wasn't here. Now the truth is coming out, exposing all the lies. This kingdom is starting to crumble.
This is Zechariah 8 and 13. And it shall come to pass that as ye were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah, in O house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong.
And our hand is strong. And who is our hand is our hand comes through the Yahushua, man. All right, so now we show strength in the spirit of Yahushua. All right, so the Lord is going to redeem those that are his, man, and put these curses that are on us upon these other nations, man.
God, redeeming those that are his, and guess what? In that redemption, guess what? We're still gonna be a spectacle. We're still gonna be seen.
It says that your prophets shall not be pushed in the corner anymore, man. The prophets gonna be out there. The prophets of the Lord are gonna be out there on the highways and byways. They ain't gonna be thumb-thugging on the internet trying to debate, man.
Yeah, being a microphone gangster, that ain't gonna work.
Or just being a prophet at home,
Studio gangster.
Or being a prophet at home, but scared to come out in the streets in front of your people and these heathens, man. All right, because we post like the scripture the brother brought out earlier in the first lesson, was to go out to the highways and byways and bid to the marriage, man. All right, even though we do our videos on at home as our sit downs, but the real battle is out here on the field, man.
Quick injection. This is the book of Isaiah 35:8, and highway should be there, and a way, and I should be called the way of holiness. The unclean should not pass over it, but it should be for those the wayfaring man. Thou fool should not err therein. I'll see that again. I don't know how to say that.
Therein.
Therein.
All right, so that highway, that way to the truth, the Lord has opened up the way to the tree of life again, man. He said, close the way, and he made that way open again. But guess what? According to Amos chapter 9, he's gonna close up the breaches. He's gonna seal the way once the elect are sealed. There's not gonna be the highway's gonna be closed. Just like how they shutting down the highway for this pandemic, Lord gonna shut down his highway.
God. That which go into the family of the word. You got it.
This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 22. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou power of our fathers, who hast given me wisdom and might, and hast made known unto me now what we desired of thee, for thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. And that's truly what it is with Yahweh. He revealed all deep and secret things unto his servants, the prophets. And where it says, I thank thee, I praise thee, O power of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might to make known unto me what is desired of thee. Because the only reason he sent us in this realm is to push forth his will, to wake up the other so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 1/3, what they're supposed to be doing. That's our whole purpose upon the face of this earth, to further bring down this kingdom.
Tear it down.
Proverbs 16. 12 16 verse 3. Commit your work to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and your thoughts will be established.
Commit your works unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and your thoughts will be established. Meaning, keep your mind on what's right. Keep your mind on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Keep your mind in the scriptures, and your thoughts will be established. Meaning, you won't go left. You know, you won't make your own doctrine up. You won't go contrary to the scriptures. As long as you keep your mind on me, like the elder of this camp said, keep your mind on me. Remember that secret place. The scriptures is how you do that. And the Lord told him that. God.
That goes back into the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if that eye be single, it's full of light. Meaning, if your mind is strictly on the kingdom and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're not gonna go off course, man. As soon as you turn to the right or to the left, that could throw you off. But as long as you keep your eye single, meaning keep the mind focused on the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, you cannot fail.
He's saying the Judges.
Oh, no, you got it.
I got it. All right, this is the book of Joshua, chapter 1. And I'm going to start at verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mightest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. God, and I brought this out to back up the brother in the car, man. You know, this is what's going to bring you those prosperous, you know what I'm saying, and good success, man. You keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. You going and dabbing in these scriptures, seeking the book of the Lord and reading, man.
And you got to understand what prosperity it really is. Because what they teach prosperity is on this side isn't what prosperity is. They teach you having a good job is prosperity. Having a nice house, an awesome car, a bunch of money in the bank, a 401k. Those are the things that are thought to be prosperity. Degrees and things from these universities. Those are things that are thought to be prosperable things in this kingdom. But The only thing that's prosperous is the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so by you understanding what's in this book, by you keeping your mind on that secret place, by you continue to grow within the truth, that's what true prosperity is, because you're going to be increased in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
That what makes us successful.
That's what true success is, man. Enduring to the end and keeping your mind focused on these scriptures. That's success.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, now when I considered these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, how to be allied unto wisdom is immortality. And great pleasure is to have her friendship, and in the works of her hands are infinite riches. And in the exercise of conference with her, prudence, and in token with her a good report, I went about seeking how to take her to me. So Khan, how the brother was speaking on, man, hey, the gain of this world, that's not what you want. The gain of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, that's what you want, which is the gain of knowledge and wisdom and understanding, man. That way so you can obtain the true gain, which is salvation, man. All right, so that's why the brother was saying you got to constantly stay kingdom-minded, man. So being kingdom-minded, these things will be added unto you. All right, what is that? Knowledge and wisdom, you got to pray and ask for knowledge and wisdom, man. So why? So you can keep pushing so you can endure it, man. Patience, you got to pray for these things, man, so you constantly push forth the will of the Lord, man.
And even if you were, prime example of Daniel, even if you were to gain something in this world, like with Daniel when he interpreted the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, like, give him a coat and give him all these jewelries and get him all that. Daniel said, no, you can keep all that. Daniel was satisfied with knowing that in the time of adversity, because they were going to kill him the next morning. They're going to kill all the wise men in Babylon. But Daniel was comfortable with knowing that the Lord was with him and delivered him from being executed, man.
Break it down. The second Corinthians 12 and 19, and 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahweh Shai may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches and necessities and persecutions and distresses for Yahweh Shai's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong.
So the Most High said, my grace is sufficient. So the things that we may suffer, the infirmities, the persecution in our weakness, the strength of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is made perfect. That gives us faith to continue to move forward, to keep going.
Precept.
And in that, it says what it says, take cheerfully.
Take it cheerfully.
Take it cheerfully when we suffer anything, Salaki. I don't mean to butcher.
Brought upon thee, take it cheerfully.
Yeah, whatever is brought upon you, whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully.
Right. Basically saying, you were saying people boast in America and in this world. But you're supposed to boast in your infirmities in this truth. Boast in suffering for good. Boast in your Yahushua, like Paul was saying to do. He was like, if you're going to boast in anything, boast in your suffering in this truth.
Take pleasure in infirmities.
That's right.
But yeah, I was just going to land back that one, just saying, hey, that's ultimately confirmation, man. If you seek and hope to be a man of the Lord, a part of that number, man, that's confirmation, man, being afflicted, all right? Being hitting with not so much of a judgment as far as doing something wrong out here, but just being afflicted, man. That's the Lord building you up, working on you, man, keeping that spirit contrite and meek and low.
And the grace is sufficient because, guess what? We all are worthy of death, man. But we're grateful that we have this great spirit and we have the mercy of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So we take pride in these infirmities that we get for going through this furnace of affliction, being in this truth, man. So we glorify in that.
I got precept. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, But when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake, rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye receive your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. And that's going on. That's going into what all of us Akim was saying. All of us now who are hungry and who cry for the wickedness that is upon this kingdom right now, upon the face of the earth. Pretty soon we're gonna laugh at the calamity. When that whole Capitol riot thing happened, we laughed at that. All right, because of course it was fake, but at the same time it just looked. It was humorous to us.
When you know the scriptures, you know that's Satan divided against Satan, man. That's prophecy coming to pass, man. You know? And I got one scripture to line up with the brother just brought out. This is Ecclesiastes 7:4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth, man. So just like the scriptures say, man, it's better to be in the house of mourning than be in the house of mirth, man. It's better to be hitting with, hey, you being afflicted, man, than to be always on the up and up, and there's prosperity on this side.
Good. Because pretty soon, everybody gonna be in that spirit. Because what he said, the mirth in the land shall cease. He's gonna bring the mirth in this land to naught, man. So everybody partying, living it up on this side, thinking this is going on forever. Lord got a rude awakening for you, man. Pretty soon, everybody gonna be on the same playing field, and that's when the prophets of the Lord gonna be laughing, man.
Says,
now you know how it feels to be an impoverished. Now you know what this system really feels like.
Told you.
Yeah, I got one. You sure? All right. This is James 5:10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and patience.
So what's different examples in the scriptures that the prophets have suffered? Look at Stephen. He was stoned to death and killed for testifying of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and reproving our people, and they killed him. Look at Peter and Paul. They was put in prisons, was beaten. You know, Paul was put in arenas to fight against beasts, man.
Hey, Job, man. Job, a rich man, man, who lent to nations. All right, but he was stripped from all of that, man.
Keep going. This is verse 11. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
God, man, that's the spirit. Because Job got everything back, man. So that tender mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. If something was stripped from you, and for his sake, the Lord will give it back to you in the end, man. You just gotta bear that cross. What you say, Saquon? Stand 10 toes.
Stand 10 toes down.
10 toes.
Precept,
Maintain thy integrity.
God.
That's right.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3.
That's right.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach.
God, because we are soldiers in the eyes of the Lord, man.
Right.
All right, and what a soldier do, he go through this different adversities and that come upon him, and he endured through it, man. You know, so we are soldiers in the eyes of the Lord, because this is a spiritual warfare, man. Not a carnal warfare. How IUSPK, you know, they dress in all black, come out there thinking they are militant, like IUIC. You know, all this nonsense, man. Not carnally, but spiritually, man. So you have to be like that in the spirit.
And they're building themselves as character. I get it. That's cool. But that character that they're building is blocking their minds from receiving the truth. They're so caught up on the outward appearance, they don't even know what they look like on the inside.
That's like the boy off Butter Rim. What's his name? Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
He came out there with the whole outfit and the mouthpiece, the hand powder. He got too much of a facade going on. He can't even focus on the game.
Got the old Jordan fit on. You got the number 23 Bulls, everything. You got the headband.
But if he'd have spent that time building up his calves, doing 100 jump shots a day, you know, he's been great. But instead, he want to look great. The Lord said they received their consolation.
Hey, an example of that is how they don't grow. All right, the Captain Tazaria, man, just seeing that video and him on Jesse Lee Peterson and all that, like, it should be easy with this, the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord, man. The truth and the scriptures, they speak for themselves, man. You know, he's up there just looking like a baby, man. And well, can't cut and rebuke these people, man.
And what I didn't like about that, he always said, he said the Most High, and he said the greater example was Hail Zeus. He didn't say Yahweh Shah's name. The whole video, he didn't say Yahweh Shah's name, man. He didn't give no praises to the Heavenly Father, true name, Yahweh or Yahweh Shah, man. You know? But he was exalting that church, man.
All right, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come and buy wine and milk without money and without price.
So everyone that thirsts, because you know right now, 2/3 of our people, they thirsting for the truth, but they thirsting for everything but Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. They want to thirst for they want to thirst for all unrighteous things. The Lord is saying, everyone that thirsts, come to the waters. What's the waters? Go to the prophets. Go to the highways and the byways so that you can get this truth.
The quick interjection. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Just to back you up.
Blessed are they who hunger and thirst after righteousness. When you hunger and thirst after Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, you will be filled and you will thirst no more. You won't want to look at anything else outside of the scriptures. Of course, you may be able to learn from various things, but ultimately when it comes down to it, you ain't gonna need no other book but the scriptures. That's it. You ain't gonna need nothing else.
Like scripture say, what it say, no man shall want their mate. You know, so what you're gonna be inclined to go revert right to the scriptures, man. So feel.
This is Jeremiah 2:13. You can speak on it. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that hold no water.
They have forsaken the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The fountain of living waters. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah is the fountain of living waters. That's the truth. That's the real way. But they've hewn themselves out broken cisterns that can hold no water. They would rather go and worship an idol that's not alive. They would rather follow behind a false prophet that's leading them to destruction, rather than listening to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, rather than hearing the prophets of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, who were made a spectacle to the highways and the byways, so that they can listen, so that they can hear. They would rather go elsewhere rather than go where they're supposed to go.
Precept. And hey, just as the people thirst and need that water, which is this word, all right, which is this truth, you got these false prophets that be another Christian church, another diversion to our people, man. And this is Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding, man. You know, they have got this truth, all right, from whoever they learned it from, and now they selling it, man. They're making merchandise of the Lord's people, of his word, all right, with these damnable hearsays, man.
Right. That's what the brother said. What? The brother said what? None shall want her mate. You know? So our people got caught up in all these different idols, all these different religions, philosophies, these churches. But the only one that's going to stand in the end is the truth and the prophecies of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh. Our people have forsaken the fountain of living waters. That's Yahweh Shah. They've forsaken the truth.
That's Hebrews 6:6. How they crucify the Lord afresh daily, man.
Yeah. They drinking that tap water.
That sewer water. They're not listening to the rivers of living water. They're not drinking the purified water. They're drinking of the top water. They're drinking of the sewer water. They're not drinking of the truth. So that's why you got all these various doctrines and beliefs, because you know
that gall. They're drinking that gall. G-A-L-L, man.
Right.
You know.
We're good, man.
Verse 2.
This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 1. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanliness. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirits to pass out of the land. So that fountain that it's talking about is Yahweh Shai, man. And our people choose not to drink of that. 2/3 of our people choose not to drink of that fountain. All right, prime example, I remember going outside and playing outside and come back in to get something to drink because I was thirsty, and the first thing I grabbed was a soda. And my grandmother said, look, you're still gonna be thirsty when you drink that. And your mind, because it's liquid and it's fluid and it's going in your body, you think you're quenching the thirst, but you're still dehydrated. That's why she always used to tell me to drink water. But our people refuse to drink the true water, man, which is the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, these holy books, these scriptures, man. That water is not accepting of 2/3 of our people. So it's not gonna be. They're not gonna be able to take it. They're not gonna be able to swallow it, man. They're gonna spit it right out.
Precept.
Back at Isaiah 55 verse 2. Wherefore do ye spend money for which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
So why are you going to spend money or spend time on that which is not bread? Why are you gonna go to these false prophets rather than come to the true men of the Lord, to where you can get fed, to where you can be satisfied with water? Why are you gonna labor for that which don't satisfy you? 2/3 of our people, they do this. When it's good for them, they don't want it. But when it could kill them, they want it. Like our people, they love to eat pork. Pork causes diabetes. You tell our people don't eat pork, it's just like when Uncle Ruckus told Stink Meaning when he had possessed Tom to read what happened. He lost his mind and the bed started floating and slamming down all over everywhere. When you tell our people don't do wrong, what happened? They do just like Stink Meaning did when he possessed Tom. Just start acting crazy. But this is what they do. They delight themselves, in things that are not meat for them.
Quick interjection. This is Matthew chapter 4, Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. It says, my bad. It says, this is what Yahweh Shai said unto Satan, all right, because this is the bread that we're supposed to eat. It says, and he answered and said, it is not written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh, man.
So man ain't gonna live by bread alone. Of course, your body needs nourishment, but it's really talking about these scriptures. You ain't gonna be able to just live by carnal means and not have the guidance of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You can't live by bread alone. Meaning you're not gonna be alive spiritually. Yeah, we living. We have a spirit in this body, we need to eat and different things like that. But when you base your sole purpose on just being in a carnal realm, that's death. Eventually you're gonna die spiritually.
And bottom line, every man's way is written of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It doesn't matter who you are. What your lot is your lot, man. So you worry about what you finna eat, man. Ain't finna live off bread alone, but you gonna live by every word spoken of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Hey, the bread, the physical bread, that keep the flesh going. All right, that keep the flesh alive. All right, but what about the spirit, man? Your spirit is dead. Your spirit is not alive without the word and wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Like the brother speaking on it.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 26. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai that seek him. Your heart shall live forever.
All right, the scriptures speak on being content. All right, your daily bread. So on and so forth, man. So hey, with that being said, all right, you want to fill your spirit up with this food, man. The knowledge and wisdom of the Lord, man. The spiritual food.
This is Revelations 4:15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness doeth not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see.
So basically, getting rid of, like, what you gonna do, man? What side you gonna be on? You gonna be the hot or you gonna be cold? So the Lord's gonna do what He's gonna do to you. But you want to wash away your transgressions and wipe away your sins, man. Do the work that you haven't put on the righteous garment, man, and get purged of everything that you've done in the past. It says charity wiping away a multitude of sins. All right, so what are you gonna do? You gonna watch a whole bunch of videos and sit on your couch and not do nothing, or you gonna get out here and do this work, man? Nobody likes anything lukewarm. Drink some lukewarm coffee. You want either hot coffee or you want cold coffee. What are you gonna do?
Like that commercial. He said, man, get up, man. You just sitting there.
On the couch, or I don't know.
You ain't doing that anyhow.
What are you gonna do, man? You understand what's going on. You see the wicked here doing their work, so what are you gonna do?
Right, and you see the brother brought out the scripture earlier where he was talking about using that money and they buying bread from these places when they really need to spend that with the Lord. He said, buy it for free. Okay.
For real. It said come buy without money, man.
Without money.
So and He's giving it to you, man.
Yeah.
That's prosperity right there, man.
Was that buy the truth and sell it not?
That's right.
It says
there's no money. There's no money that you can spend to get this truth.
You can't buy this. What was that example? When he asked the Lord, how can I get this? And he was like, I got this money. He was like, Peter.
Yeah, he stuck to Peter, wasn't he? He went to Peter's like, hey, man, how can I get this what y'all got? Man, I want to do this same thing, too. But I got this right here, boy. Hey. Peter like, nah, can't no money pay for what we got right here, man.
Right, but now let's look at it spiritually, dealing with salvation and time. What do we spend? Time. People are spending their time, and everybody had that token towards salvation. But instead, they're putting that last bit of what they have, that last bit of that fight, they putting it into this bullshit. They're getting nothing back. And they're wasting time.
And if you're looking at time as money, they wasting money.
That's right. And how do you show anything you love something is what? With your time.
The story written, the spiritual stock exchange. You putting your stocks in the S&P and the Dow Jones and stuff like that.
That shit crashing like a mother.
All that shit crashing like a mother. But you put just go ahead.
It's Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt.
And what's the most treasurable thing, man? Even women say that. A lot of women don't want money, they want time. That's why they try to get in your head like that. And what is the Lord trying to do? He's trying to get in your head. Why? Because your time will be spent with Him.
Time is money, right?
Time is money.
Yeah.
You know, He said He'll come in and sup with you, but He ain't gonna be sitting down if you got your woman on your mind all the time, if you got money on your mind all the time. He can't sit down next to filthiness. So you have to make your eyes straight. You have to become a new man, emptying out everything to become a new vessel.
Hey, what's wisdom, man? Wisdom is what? Sophia, which is a woman, all right? And if you don't get that woman attention, she'll flee. All right? She'll leave that vessel, man, all right? The Lord will take everything that He did give you and that you didn't know and study for, He'll take that away from you and give that to someone else.
And what do women want? Women want to be seen. Sophia's the same way. Sophia don't want to enter into a soul and he don't do nothing. He's sitting around the house being lukewarm. Sophia wants you to get out there. What? Wisdom presents herself in the streets, right? So Sophia is the same thing. She wants a man that's gonna get out here and show everybody who she is.
Hey, like your mama or your grandma would tell you in the world, man, no woman want a sorry ass man, man.
Right.
The Lord don't want him either, man.
That's why I said you either hot or cold, man, or lukewarm, man. If you lukewarm, the Lord gonna spew you out his mouth, man.
Quick precept, this is Sirach, chapter 6, verse 20. It says, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will light upon him as a mighty stone of trial.
And what do women say? I had to leave him because he didn't understand me. That's wisdom the same way, man. Wisdom is our kinswoman, man. She's the one that we hold dear unto us, man. She was given to us from Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. That's why we show love to wisdom, to the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Not this worldly wisdom, man. This worldly wisdom is profitable for nothing, man, but destruction. Everything that this worldly wisdom has brought forth is going to be destroyed. But everything that the wisdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai has brought forth is going to be glorified, man.
If I may add on, how you said earlier, the best thing to do to show you care for something, you give it your time. Yahweh Yahushua has been with us since the beginning of time.
Boom. He's a God of patience and long suffering. The Lord is spending his time with us, even though he operates outside of time. He created the time for us to spend time with him. That's why the time was created. But you want to spend time bullshit. You know, the time he created time. Time he created, you want to spend it bullshit.
Yeah, like you said off of Friday.
Yeah.
He said, get off your feet. Ain't no time to beat your meat. You know, you gotta get off your feet, man. And put in the time for this truth, man. Cause the Lord don't like that shit, boy. He don't like that shit. He enlightening you with this truth, and you just sitting there, or you making constantly excuse why you can't do this and why you can't do that, man. The Lord don't want to hear that, man. He don't want to hear that, cause like the scripture we had brought out earlier in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, the time is short, man. Because the time is short to where Yahweh Shah is finna crack open these skies, man. So we don't have time to make excuses. We don't have time to why we can't do this or why we can't do that. The Lord don't want to hear that. He either gonna do it or he gonna kill you, bro. That's just straightforward.
And time is one thing Esau can't take away from you, even if he kills you. Because it still operates, man. That's the one thing that you have to contribute to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. You don't have to have no money. You don't even have to have a place to stay. I know brothers that was homeless, and all they did their whole time being on the streets, spend time with Yahweh by Shem Yahushai.
God.
I'm a witness.
God.
I'm not doing myself, but still I'm a witness.
I got the indigestion. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 22. I'm gonna start at verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Oh, I don't have time. I ain't got time to do this. I ain't got time to do that. That used to be my main thing about spending time with a woman, man. I ain't got time. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. A woman. What do they always say? You make time for the things you want to make time for. It's up to you to make time. You know, you choose to occupy your time with other things. You can say no. I'm not gonna do this. I'm going to camp. You know.
Who you telling? Cause it's plenty of time I done booked on a job. I'm supposed to work the same day, up camp. I be there after the camp, and whatever happened. They gonna fire me. What? So be it. The Lord said He make us rich and He make us poor. So the Lord can put it on the spirit for another job that you probably put an interview in to hire you, man. The Lord said He provide all things, man. So we have to truly believe in His words that He's gonna provide us and sustain us with the things that He said He was gonna do, man.
This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 15. I'll read that. But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things that it should be so done unto me, for it were better for me to die than that any man should make my glory void. Talking about, this is Paul talking about collecting money from people. He don't collect money from anybody for that reason. But this is the point. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. See that? Even though we're teaching, we don't boast. You know, we don't we glory in it, but glory in suffering. As you're going through this truth, glory in the suffering that you go through for teaching. You know, suffering for good. And glory in the salvation that Yahweh Shai is going to give. But the glory in teaching, the scriptures say we are unprofitable servants. And we building upon a foundation that was already laid. One man waters, another man plants the seed. But the Most High gives the increase. So we just actors in the movie. But the Lord said this though, for though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glorify of, for necessity is laid upon me. See, we teach because it's necessary. He said, the Lord said he chose us in the foolishness of preaching. It's foolishness to him, but it's necessary. You see that? It's necessary. And he said, but he said, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. That's what Paul said. So he said, basically, he should be dying if he's not doing the work. There's no reason for him to be here. You know?
Because he understands that's his main purpose. There's a song by Leonard Skinner called Simple Man. That song is talking about being content with everything that you have right here in front of you. Understanding there's a power up above and being content with what you have. And that's the Holy Spirit. So Paul is a prime example of contentment, being content. And Paul had the Holy Spirit, so he was good with that. So if he didn't have that and couldn't teach that, he said he need not to be on this earth, man.
Right. A little bit more. It says, for if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, meaning you just gonna teach that little bit, and they out of there. They were here for that little reason, just to learn a little bit, and that's it. They gonna perish.
Just to be seen on camera. Yeah, I see you at and then that's it.
Right, just a glimmer of light. Just go on here 1 second, go on the next. Instead of being a candle that burns continually. And a candle that gets put on the mountaintop or a mantle so it lights the whole house. All right? But he says, what is my reward then? Oh, for if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, what is my reward then? Verily, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Yahweh Shai without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel. So, all right, so the Lord's saying we got power. We got power to do the gospel and to do this work. But if you don't do this work, you're denouncing that power.
Precept.
Basically powerless. I don't care what you do. You can have all the guns in the world. You can have Black Panthers. You can own media. I don't care what you do. You're powerless. You can have Oprah Winfrey on your team. You know she's like the most powerful woman. But yeah, man. Go ahead, bro. You keep running.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 13. Right. If we believe not, yet he abideth faithful, he cannot deny himself.
Right, that's right, man. So the Lord don't really need us. But he said, yo, even if we don't believe in him, he can't deny himself.
Romans 3 and 3, it's still going to come to pass.
It's still going to come to pass.
Whether we believe or not, or whether the next person believe or not.
Yep. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai don't need us. They're witnesses to themselves. You know?
Of these things put them, and this is 2 Timothy 2 and 14. Of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers, man. Because ultimately this truth is for the elect, those who are going to attend the ear to hear, all right, and hearken to the word and return back to the law, statute, commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, it's not for debates like these other doctrines and other camps, all right? Like these brothers you see before you, man. You know, they're inquiring of the good gospel, man. The truth, the word, all right? You know, and these other camps, it's of no profit, man. They're in debates. They're debating against the Christian church still. when we past that, man. All right, we at the end of this thing.
Yeah, we got
The
time
apostle
for that.
said, apostle said, if the nigga can't get it, we moving on.
Nigga can't get it, we moving on.
He that's ignorant still, let him be ignorant still, man.
Yeah.
So
And
they
it's all
can't
about
get it.
it's all about trying to get out of here, man.
Hey.
Trying to escape the judgment.
And that's the perfect spirit. The scriptures say we're supposed to be just like our leader, Yahushua. And the brother just said, Yahushua cannot deny himself. So we gotta be the same way. We don't need you niggas. I'm gonna say it straight. Because we cannot deny our faith. We cannot deny Yahushua. So we don't need you niggas. People like, yo, but who you teaching to? Ain't nobody out here. We don't need you
Teach it
niggas.
to myself.
We teaching to yeah.
Say preach to the wind.
Preach to the wind, man.
I was listening to Talib Kweli a few days ago, about 2 Tuesdays ago. He said it's Richard felt when you listen to yourself. You know, sometimes watch, you know, it's easy to watch yourself. You do videos, watch yourself. Watch brothers, watch yourself too.
Right,
You get a better understanding. You see where you at in this, and you see where the Most High is using you at.
Right.
You know?
That's the first person you teaching to is yourself.
And the beautiful part about it is, once you see other brothers with like spirit, then you start seeing yourself in other brothers. Why? Because of the same spirit that's within each other, man. It's that same, even though we come from all different walks of life, we still have resemblance of each other because of the spirit that's within us, man.
Right. Paul said it, man. Paul said, Paul said, you know, he would rather leave the earth if he wasn't teaching. That's just it, man. You know?
Because he don't want to be a part of the wickedness, because either you're for the truth or you're against it. So if you ain't teaching, then if you think you can sit on the sidelines and be an innocent bystander, you're still part of the problem.
Precept. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
So get out and do the work. Be a spectacle for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go to the highways and the byways. This is how you make your calling and election sure. You don't make your calling and election sure not being obedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You gotta incline your ear to him. You gotta turn to that which is good. You gotta hearken unto him, diligent. You gotta be obedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Do the work.
Back at the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 3. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the same mercies of David.
So again, it says, incline your ear, meaning give attention to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Listen to his prophets. Read his scriptures. Listen to his voice. Listen to the teachers, the pastors, apostles, and preachers that he has set up. Come unto the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, and hear, and your soul shall live. You will become a quickened spirit, meaning you will be made alive in the spirit, and you will actually save your hide from the destruction that's coming. But you got to be made a spectacle unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua for those who the Most High has ordained to be a spectacle. You know, it says, when you do this, you will make an everlasting, the Most High will make an everlasting covenant with you. A covenant is a contract. It's a promise, you know, and he will make what known unto you, or make the sure mercies, even the mercies that he gave to King David. He will make that open unto you.
And how he's gonna make known unto you through his mouth of his prophets, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding, man. So that's how the Lord is going to make his words known unto you through the mouth of his prophets, man.
That's simple. His prophets, yet again, are made a spectacle. You're going to see his prophets. You're going to see his pastors and teachers.
Precept. And you are to cling on to his prophets and his teachers, man. And this is Romans 12 and 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good, man. And you want to cleave onto what is good, man. And this is the good news, man, the gospel. All right, meaning the good news, man. So you want to cling on to those who giving off that good news, man. All right, the true men of the Lord, starting from the apostles of Great Millstone to Har on down, man, in the various camps all right, with that light doctrine, that sound doctrine.
You gotta have the same mind.
This is Proverbs 15 and 28. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer. All right, so a righteous man gonna study to show themselves approved, rightly dividing the word of truth, that they should not be ashamed, being apt to teach. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer. All right, don't just jump up there. One of the main rules is this: if you don't know something, say you don't know it. Just say I don't know it or I can't answer that. Don't just jump out there or just try to answer something you know you can't. You want to interject real quick? Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "There is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some men holdeth his tongue because he have not to answer, and some keep silence knowing his time." Right. So just like the brother was saying, man, hey, when you don't know something, you're supposed to keep your mouth closed, man. So if you don't know, you're supposed to keep your mouth closed, and by you keeping your mouth closed, you count it wise still.
Right, man. Right. And I'll leave it there. But now I will make the point. Hey, on a cardinal note, if you're in conversation and you're at a table with a group full of people and you're the most quiet one there, at the last minute, if you're the one to say something, what you said is going to be remembered more than anything anybody said at that table. So hold your peace until the right time to speak, and keep it short and sweet. All right. So let me read this. This is Proverbs 15 and 28. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. That was you just saying, right? They become hated. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. So the Lord hears the prayers of the righteous, but he's far from the wicked, especially Esau. The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. That's like what the brother Athanya was reading, the good news. The good report, this good word will make the bones fat. You know, will build our people up. See that? To rich.
That good nourishment, that protein.
There you go, the good nourishment. 31. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. You see that? So a wise person is going to what? Attain unto wise counsel. All right? What the brother, I think y'all just said as well. He said, cling unto them, right? So he says what? The ear that heareth the reproof of life. And this is the reproof of life. And the Lord said we're supposed to go out and what? Reprove, rebuke with all long suffering, that they can be delivered. And the word reproof means to blame. So we read this to get our blame so we can repent. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. So what do you say? You gotta take embarrassment. You gotta humiliate yourself. It's being a spectacle.
Yeah. Being made a fool for Yahweh's sake.
But before that, before honor comes humility. So we're trying to be honored, right? So we're being made a spectacle. That's right, man.
So you gotta humble yourself before Yahweh's.
Right, and to do that, you gotta present your body as a living sacrifice.
This is going back to what you were talking about knowing when to speak and knowing when not to give the answer and just say, hey, I don't know. All right, this is Sirach, chapter 20, verse 5. It says, there is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and by another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer, and some keepeth silence knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. So basically the ones that are wise are going to know when to speak. And like the elder said from a carnal note, if you're having a conversation, you letting all these two people go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But if you come in at the last and speak something, that last thing that you utter will be remembered over everything else. All right, so knowing when to speak and when not to give answer. All right, you have some that hold back their tongue, waiting on the opportunity to speak, and some hold back their tongue, being humble, because they don't know what to say. It's better to hold your tongue when you don't know what to say versus just to bladder anything out and become a fool and give the sacrifice of fools.
Honor and shame is in talk. Just simple. That last verse.
This back at the book of Isaiah 55, verse 4. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people.
It's talking about Yahushua, but you can refer that to the prophets as well. Yahushua is the commander. He's the leader of the people. He ordained us to do the work. He put us out here in the highways and the byways while he is gone to the right hand of the Father, and we must continue in what is right. We must continue to be that spectacle like Yahushua was when he was here, and every other prophet that was before him and after him.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
So just because the Most High has put us through hard times, who has given us judgments for being disobedient, that doesn't mean that he's not going to put his word and his prophets out there so that we can not know. So he's going to put his prophets out there so that we can know the truth, so that we can understand why he did what he did.
All right, because a lot of people think they're promised tomorrow, and we're not promised tomorrow, man. So that's why the Lord is saying, do what you can today, you know? Speak your peace today. That's why when brothers come into the camp, I try to tell them to keep their peace because they don't want to transgress or say something wrong, you know, jumping the gun. But after a while, you allow them to speak because they have something to say too in this world. You know, we're battling against wickedness, and you want as many punches going that way as possible. If the brother standing next to me, I don't care if they just got into the truth. If they want to call Esau the devil, I'm going to say, what you got to say? They can say Esau the devil. All right, hold the peace. And I'll finish the rest, you know? But the Lord said what? Do the work while it's still called today. Okay, let's get this. This is Hebrews 3:12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief. So by not doing the work, you're showing unbelief. All right, having an evil mind. And departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. All right, so that's why we continue to teach every day or every week, because we don't want any of our brothers, their mind to become hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So this water helps them to stay organic. And to stay organic means to stay alive, stay lively. You see that? What did the Lord say about a man and a wife? They're supposed to stay together. If they separate, the devil could trick them and have one of them go off. So we're supposed to exhort one another daily so our brothers don't pull away from their husbandmen any more than they've already done. Yahushua. So that's why we exhort one another daily while it's called today. Not saying I'm gonna do it next week or putting off today putting off tomorrow what you can do today. You know, like me, I might take a day or two to study or to get my technical shit cleared up. Or I might have memory built up too high on my phone I gotta delete. But it shouldn't go past a week where you don't do a lesson. All right, brother? All right, brother. What's up, man? Shalom, shalom. All right.
Interjection.
Yeah, go ahead, definitely.
And it's the book of St. Luke, chapter 12, and verse 42.
Right.
And the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household to give them their portion of meat in due season?
Wow. Right.
Blessed is that servant whom his Lord,
Break it down.
when he cometh, shall find so doing. You know, and hey, it says, who then is that faithful and wise steward, man? If you're wise and you're faithful, you're gonna and you have faith, all right. Your faith is gonna manifest it to works, all right.
Right, brother.
And you go, it says, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing, man. So you got to do the will of the Lord, man, like the elder just brought out, all right, week in and week out, man. All right, and that's why it's instructed under the true men of the Lord, under the apostleships of Great Millstone and our elder and the elders, all right, with the like and sound doctrine, all right, every men in those camps do videos, 3 videos per week, man. All right, just to keep you sharp, man. All right, keep you in the spirit throughout the week, man, till you meet up with the brothers at the end or the beginning of the week, man. All right, to keep this thing on going, man, to keep you in the fold, man, keep you in the spirit.
And if I may add on, you know, just like with that being said, Apostle Hart stated a couple days ago, man, it's enough shit popping off left and right where you can be able to put videos up, man. You know, like the brother say, 3 videos a week. Also, our elder also stated as well, man, hey, going past 3 days without doing the videos, the bullshitting phase, man. So hey, if you ain't putting new videos up, man, you bullshit.
Yeah, and that's the least, man. You know, and I try not even think of 3 a day because that's what you would set your mind to, man. You know, you can really do more, man. You know, a couple quick hits here and there and so on and so forth. But it continues on. This is the book of Luke 12 and 44. Of a truth, I say unto you that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. And if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will not appoint him his portion with the unbelievers, man. So you're not gonna inherit the blessings, man. You're not gonna inherit the kingdom, all right? You're not gonna go in on that first run, man, all right? Without that second death, that judgment, all right? You're gonna be met with that second death and judgment. And that's just basically it.
You can read that last part again, but
and the last part said, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. That's what you want. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him.
So, hey, the Lord is going to come in that day when you're not looking. That's why the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, according to 2 Ezra chapter 9, commanded us to watch, man. Watch for what? The things that are breaking off, the prophecy that's breaking out, all right, around the 4 corners, man. So therefore, if we're not watching, all right, that thief is going to be able to come in and break into our house, man. And at most, that thief is going to come by hand of those ICBMs, man. All right, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's talking about Joel chapter 2, man. They're going to enter the house like a thief, all right? So with that being said, you're going to be cut asunder, like the brother said, man, if you're not doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man. Cut asunder by the hand of famine, pestilence, or utmost those ICBMs, man. The ultimate sword, those missiles, man. That was it.
Quick injection. This book of Ecclesiastes 9 and 4. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
That's true. You gotta break it down.
It says, for to him that is joined unto all the living.
I can break it in Spanish, but
No.
The living are those who are quickened in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And it says, there is hope, there is hope for a living dog is better than a dead lion. So it's better for you to do this work than to sit on your, like my grandmama Thelma used to say, you sit on your cockatiel bone and don't do what you're supposed to do, you know. But
right, that also deals with obedience too. And a dead lion dealing with these prideful ass niggas. They're dealing with the pistols and the guns out there like Sicarios on them.
Yeah, because that's not profitable, man. Right? A lion is mighty. All right, you will look at it to be mighty, but it's dead. It's only good to hang up on the damn wall, man. You know, it's what is it? A souvenir now, man. It's just stuff it and hang it up on the wall, man. Yeah. But a dog, a living dog, all right, even though it's smaller than a lion, all right, it can get ate by a lion.
And it's submissive.
It can be useful.
Right.
It's submissive, man, like the elder said. Man.
That's right. You done with that?
yeah, I'm done.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. This is James 2 and 18. 2 and 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. See, you doing well by believing. Yeah, you're smart for doing that. The devils also believe and tremble. See, the devils believe too, though. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? So the Lord is saying, so what? The devils believe also, and but aren't you going to know this, O vain human being, that your faith without your works is dead, man. It doesn't mean shit. So you got to do the work at some point. You can't wait till tomorrow. You can't wait till a year down the line or that big leap of faith that you're waiting for. You got to do it now while today is still called today. But in all fairness, the scriptures do say, wait upon your ministry and desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. You see that? So grow a little bit, join a family or a nest where you can be safe while you're growing and cracking from your egg. You know, until you get your wings to fly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the camp is. The camp is a nest. So you can be safe to grow, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, good. Anybody?
You want to bring it out?
This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
I gotta
mean, diligently seeking these scriptures, reading day in and day out, man, so you can build and grow thereby, man.
Right, brother.
And receive that blessing.
Right. Let's bring out one more precept, man. Look at that.
All right. This is the book of Sirach, Shalakia. I'm getting it quick as I can.
Well, let's have us up there real quick. You still
Book
finding
of
yours?
Sirach, chapter 19, verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
So basically, if you're doing this work, the Lord's gonna fill you with the tree of immortality, meaning the tree of life. Meaning you're gonna be able to take off this mortal clothing and put on the immortal. But he's not gonna give you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in the Holy Spirit if you're not gonna do nothing with it. All right? So he'll take it from you and he'll put out that candle. Close it up.
All right. That was it? Yeah, because he's gonna die.
Oh, it already cut off?
No. It's supposed to about to die, so I was like, nope.
Oh, it's already done?
No, it's still on. It's about to close it.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, shalom it up. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Unless you want to bring that priest up.
I'm gonna do it as a lesson. Well, it's the end of the lesson. First and foremost, we want to end it by saying, Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Ma. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders as well. For dear man, salutations throughout the focus of the earth. Shalom.